What inspired you to start the Wilder Group?
Those are books that I first started reading when I first started getting into sales and into the entrepreneurship. Rich Dad Poor Dad was Robert Kiyosaki, one of the guys that really inspired me.
Since then, you became the 10X Realtor and a 10X coach. Tell me why they call you the 10X Realtor. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of What is Your Story, where we interview some amazing entrepreneurs, business owners in the community, nonprofits as well. And I wanted to introduce myself. I'm your host, Louis Sarkis from Service Zoom Marketing Agency and Temecula Valley Business Network. And today we have the pleasure of interviewing Wilder Perez from the Wilder Group, the 10X coach and the 10X Realtor.
Woo, yes.
Welcome, Wilder, to the show.
Thank you, Louis. Thank you for having me here. Pleasure. Always great time being able to go ahead and speak with you. So I'm looking forward to this time with you.
Yeah, welcome to the show. All right, so let's start from the top.
Okay.
What inspired you to start the Wilder Group?
Well, the Wilder Group has been an inspiration over the years. The initial inspiration of getting into real estate was the American dream. Being born in Central America, in Guatemala, being born into poverty, you can say, and then coming to the States, being limited with income, you would always hear that real estate was the way to create wealth. Generational wealth. Yeah. And so, once I got into my teenage years and started hearing a little bit more about real estate, the motivation was there that I thought real estate was going to be my vehicle. And quite frankly, once I became a young adult, in my 18, 19 years old, started going to seminars and going to find out how you could buy real estate with no money, right? It was always advertised as no money down. So I was thinking, great, I don't have no money. So I guess I could buy real estate, right? So I would go to these seminars.
That was the hook.
That was the hook. Yeah. Little did I know they meant no money of yours, but you still need money to buy real estate, right? Yeah. So going to the seminars, hearing about it just brought the inspiration. But what would happen is once I would go home, because I didn't commit to buying into the programs, when you don't have a mentor or someone that can hold you accountable, all of a sudden you go back and you're lost. So I was lost. I didn't know what to do next. And I was like, okay, so what's my next step? So after doing that for a few times, I decided that someone planted the seed, first of all, in me, that maybe I should try real estate. And then I thought, well, maybe this is the way. This might be the way to go ahead and learn how to invest and start accumulating real estate. And that was the inspiration of getting into real estate. The American dream, the need, and the wanting to create the generational wealth.
That's cool. So, but you were not in real estate before, right?
No.
So what made you get into real estate? Well, and what were you before doing real estate?
So
what were you doing?
Yeah, so I've been in sales, pretty much kind of stumbled into it from being 16 years old, cooking pizzas. That was my first kind of job. So I was baking some pizzas. A friend invited me to a telemarketing job selling Ola Mill Portrait Studios packages, and that was the beginning of my sales career. And
So
then
you started with pizza
I started with pizza
and selling.
selling portrait packages. Yeah, and from there ended up moving to the good old Montgomery Ward's extended warranty on items. And so telemarketing was where
I remember that store.
Oh, you remember the story? Yes. And so telemarketing is what gave me that tough skin, taught me to accept those no's, to be able to go ahead and handle the rejection. And so for many years, I did telemarketing, and from there moved into selling Nextel phones, which were the ones with the little
Do you
The
know that
little
was my
church.
first phone?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. I love those phones. I thought they were they were so did everyone, right? Initially for construction, but then it was just a great way to communicate. It was almost like the Instagram of then, right? And so moved into that, and I found some success there. And uh, again, once I kind of got burned out with that, someone had planted a seed in me. One of my customers at the time sold the phone to them and asked me like, had I considered being in real estate. And prior to that time, I had not considered being in real estate. However, when after my challenges that I mentioned to you of not having the success of
Yeah.
investing, I thought that may be the way to go. So that was the motivation to get into real estate. And, I approached my customer who was a broker and asked if he would take me on, and teach me.
So since then, you became the 10x realtor and the 10x coach. Tell me why they call you the 10x realtor.
Well, it wasn't since then because there was a lot of growth that had to happen
Yeah.
before the 10X
How
came
many
to be.
years?
You're talking about a good 15 years worth of experience that I had to get prior
Okay.
to really understanding what the 10X, when I came across my mentor and business coach, Grant Cardone, that I realized what the 10X concept was. And what the
Yes.
10X concept is basically saying that we underestimate what it takes to accomplish a goal. However, if we multiply our efforts and just go 10 times all the time, no matter if we fall short, we will achieve those goals and go beyond.
Yeah.
And so again, the 10X realtor came out of after really going through the coaching of the 10X and understanding that you got to go out all out, and just push further, because a lot of the times we think we give it all, but we could always give it some more.
Yeah.
And so that's that's been born out of the last I would say 5 years,
So is
right
he
before
your
COVID.
main mentor that, inspired you
He's one
to
of the
go
main
10 times better,
for
10
the
times harder?
yeah, as far as 10X, absolutely, but I love Tony Robbins. I think he's a different type of mentor, motivation. I the books, Napoleon Hill, to me, although he's an author, he's amazing. Think and Grow Rich. Those are books that I first started reading when I first started getting into sales and into the entrepreneurship. Rich Dad Poor Dad was Robert Kiyosaki, one of the guys that really inspired me initially.
Yeah.
And I think that we all
Great books, by the way.
great books, right? We all have different coaches for different times and different needs.
Yeah.
So
Walk me through in the last 15 years, right? What are some of the challenges that, you went through to become so successful now?
well, markets, just dealing with the markets. We've had real estate markets that have crashed. We've had markets where it's gone stale. And in those markets is when you really realize what you're made out of. Fortunately, I had good mentors from the beginning that taught me how to work the real estate business the right way, I want to say, because they taught me how to cold call, how to door knock, how to go generate the business, so that when business is tough, you're not depending on people just calling. You know how to go hunt.
Yes.
So I call it going and hunting. When it's good times, you're basically an order taker. People are coming to you. So having to go through those down times when nothing's selling, when I remember having to short sell several houses and just wondering what was going to happen, seeing all the savings that you have go down to nothing, and to now you're even more in debt. And so those challenges are the challenges that have gone on through the last 20 years of the ups and downs.
Yeah.
However, that's what's also given me the inspiration to go ahead and continue, because once you've gone through those challenges and you know that you can survive, you can go out there and continue to fight, the dreams get bigger. And that's what happened with me, that just the vision, the dreams got bigger.
Yeah.
When I came across Grant Cardone, I realized, gosh, you know what? I'm not thinking big enough. I need to think bigger. I need to grow bigger. It's my duty. We have a quote in the 10X community that says, success is my duty, So I really take that to heart, where it's my duty to be successful so I can help others, to become successful as well, open up opportunities for them.
That's awesome. And you help others through your coaching as well.
Yes.
So since then, now you're into coaching and into Medicare and into, I don't know what else. You're doing everything on the book.
What I call it is it's my business ecosystem, or the Wilder Group business ecosystem, because the one thing I grown to realize is I used to be afraid that I needed to just focus on real estate, right? Because you always have people saying, "Oh, you don't want to be the jack of all trades."
Yes.
Well, one of the things I learned is that when you only think of one thing, you're thinking small. With Jeff Bezos, Amazon king, right? Could you imagine him only selling one thing? He sells everything in Amazon, right?
That's true.
From A to Z, right? So now with real estate, it's the same concept. If you're selling real estate, why not be able to offer your clients a good mortgage? So that's why I decided to open up, partner up and have a mortgage company, right? And guess what? Now those same clients are going to need to protect their home, their lives. Why not offer them life insurance, right?
That's right.
And guess what? Now they also need to go ahead and protect as they're getting older. They may need their Medicare. They may need long-term care insurance. They may need reverse mortgage.
Yeah.
So all this ties in, and what we do, it teaches us to go ahead and make sure we take a good care of our clients, because now we're able to go ahead and be a one-stop shop, you can say, for their financial needs. And most clients I've learned prefer to work with one person. They already have their personal information and they trust you. People, if they do business with you, it's because they like you and trust you.
Yeah.
And why not take care of all their needs? Now, if there's people that don't want to go ahead and have everything in one, then great. That's why I believe in collaboration.
Can you tell me an example of somebody that you took care of all their needs?
Yeah, I mean, there's several people that come to mind. I mean, it's come from the first-time home buyer that we helped get into an FHA program, 3.5% down payment. Now we're helping them, make sure that they're protected with their life insurance. And actually, the cool thing is now, but it makes me feel a little bit old, is one of their children now is actually looking to purchase, and came to me so I could go ahead and help them out with the whole process, which makes me feel really good, because again, it reinforces the fact that when we do a good job, we can take someone through a whole business ecosystem, and even the younger generation notices that, and now that trust has been built there.
I like that ecosystem.
Yeah, the business ecosystem. We have something that we put into that system, and clients enjoy it because they feel taken care of. And again, there's times that I collaborate with other insurance agents and our networking groups. We have other agents, we have other real estate agents, and there's many a times where maybe there's a client I can't serve, but you know what? I can refer them to someone else. So, and that's the beauty about having a good network.
So, you didn't expand much on the 10X coaching. I'd like to speak about that a little bit more.
Absolutely. So the 10X coaching came about this way. After me doing my own personal coaching, and being mentored by Grant Cardone and his group, he offers a business coaching program that you can basically buy into and get certified. And my thought behind that was a couple of things. One, as I started growing, before I started the Wilder Group, it was basically me, my cousin, and a couple other agents working together. But after being in the 10X community, I decided to go and open up a branch. And so in the recruiting of agents, I figured that we need to provide value to our real estate agents. And so by me being able to go ahead and get coached and offer the coaching, I can offer this to agents that want to come on board. Basically, that's an incentive for them. And it kind of just grew from that. From there, I started getting other agents asking outside of my organization
Yes.
if I could mentor them. If I was willing to go ahead and take them on as a coaching
Yeah.
client. And that's how it kind of expanded and it grew. That was the inspiration. It was to coach my own agents or the agents in our organization, but now it's just grown and it's taking off from there. So I'm excited about that. Still,
I know you do your podcast shows, inspiring others on, I think, on Saturdays,
we have
with the book
yeah,
or
we have
something.
a mastermind. So
Mastermind, yeah.
yeah, so we have a once a month we have a mastermind where
Okay.
we have our agents come on and invite anyone that wants to come on. We'll discuss. So we choose a book that we'll go ahead and read for the month. We'll have everyone come on and just be able to share their ideas.
Can you share one book in particular that
Yeah,
inspired you the
there's
most?
that inspired me the most. Think and Grow Rich is one that that's the one that we're rereading again because most of us have read it at least once.
Yes.
And it's just such a inspirational book because it just talks about like your burning desires.
Yeah.
That's where it starts, a burning desire. And when you have that burning desire and you really focus, what you focus is what we attract.
Yeah.
It just, I think it sets the right mindset. It gives you the foundation. It gives you the steps. And any successful entrepreneur, business owner, multimillionaire will tell you that Think and Grow Rich has been one of their foundational books.
And growing rich is not just about like going rich with money.
Right.
You could be growing rich in other aspects of
Oh,
your life.
absolutely. I mean, the principles are can be used for personal, for relationships. Again, when we have that burning desire to have that good marriage, be a good parent, that forces us to go out there and grow.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. That's what it says. Think, but it gives you the order. Think. It
Yeah.
starts between the 6 inches here.
Yeah.
Think, and then you're gonna grow rich. Grow rich in the finances, in your personal life, health. The principles can be utilized in any aspect of our lives.
So also, I know that you have been speaking on stage for
Yes.
the last couple of years, and you've been invited to speak on several places. I know I had you on my show
Yes.
on my Level Up Leadership Summit,
Absolutely.
and you spoke there. And can you tell me about what inspired you to speak and teach on? And do you have any more speaking events coming up?
Great. Once again, thank you. Yes, you invited me to the Level Up Summit, and that was an amazing experience. And so, it was something that just us talking about it one day came about, and it's happened. And it's amazing how things, again,
Let's talk about
it's
that for a minute.
okay. Yeah,
What did we do? Do you remember the time where we met? And I think it was at a winery here in Temecula.
it was. It
And
was.
it was just after my networking group, we were sitting down thinking about, hey, you know what? It would be cool to come up with this summit, bring in a bunch of coaches,
Yeah.
speakers together under one roof, inspiring others, inspiring business owners, And you actually motivated me to kickstart that show.
Well, thank
Do
you.
you still remember that?
Yeah, I remember it. It was so awesome. It was one of the first times that I came to Temecula.
Yeah.
I wasn't too familiar with Temecula, and you invited me to your networking group.
Yeah.
Afterwards, you invited me to one of the wineries. We went there, and you started sharing with me your vision that you had of bringing these coaches, being
Yeah.
able to have speakers in the summit, and you were in too short. And if you remember, I think
Yeah.
I told you, well, just like in the TEDx community, we got to commit first and figure it out later.
Yes.
And you did. I mean, you've had several of them now, and so congratulations,
Thank
for
you.
stepping up
Thank you.
and stepping out and doing it because it can be scary, right? And
Yeah, it is.
it definitely is. And for me, that's you asked what about the speaking engagement. So it was the motivation behind that, and it's the stepping out because I was stepping into something that it's not comfortable. Public speaking they say that it's probably probably the scariest thing next to dying, right? People are afraid of public speaking, and so was I. It's one of those things that it can be very intimidating, and but like anything, the more you do it, the better you become. And
Yeah.
so I'm getting better.
And now you're inspiring a lot of people, and you're speaking all over.
Yeah, I'm getting more opportunities, and I
Yeah.
look to continue to grow. I know that there's room for growth, and
Yep.
there always is room for growth, and it's okay. I think that if we could just give ourselves the permission to go ahead and fail and learn, we can grow.
Yeah.
And when we do that, I think it's a great opportunity to go out there and share our stories with the world, because
Yeah.
sometimes I learned that when in speaking in the public, when we focus on ourselves is when we get nervous. When we focus on the audience and when knowing that we can impact even one person,
Yes.
that goes away. And if you can make a difference in one person, that's one person that you can change the life, that who knows what they're going to do.
Yes.
So it can be so impactful.
So I want to focus more on the commit and figure out as you go.
Yeah.
Just focus a little bit more on that, because I believe a lot of the audience listening to this podcast, they want to start their business, or they want to, have a podcast, or they want to, speak on stage,
Right.
but they're scared to do it, right? And
Right.
they're what advice do you give them, you know, on that particular quote?
Yeah. So the commit now, figure it out later. Um, Grant Cardone, well, we call him Uncle G, right? Uncle G,
Uncle G,
Uncle G, yeah, he ingrained that in us, and it made
rich
me
uncle.
rich uncle, yeah, he's a billionaire now, so,
Yeah.
um, but that, I think we all have it in us, but
Yes.
we don't realize. And what it really means is we don't have to have everything figured out. Most of the time, as business owners, entrepreneurs, or even just in their regular lives, we want to have everything figured out because we're afraid that if we don't succeed at first, or if we're going to make a mistake, or if we're going to fail, we're
Yes.
considered failures. But failing is part of the growth, part of the process.
Yeah.
And so when you just commit to something and start doing it, you'll start figuring things out along the way, and things that may not and probably will not come out perfect the first time, but the more you do it, just like with me with the speaking, I remember just kind of going numb for the first time when I spoke. I felt like I was numb. But if you start learning about yourself, you start learning about your audience. And this can be for anything, any business venture that we start. We just got to get started, because the worst thing is we have paralysis analysis,
Yeah.
where we just start over analyzing. We analyze more, and then we don't do anything.
Worst thing is not getting started.
Not getting started. So you get started and keep moving forward, because you will figure it out. So commit first, figure it out later.
That's awesome. I love it. All right.
Absolutely.
So, what's next for the Wilder group?
Oh, wow. Great question. Well, we want to.
You have the ecosystem.
Yeah, we have the
You
business
got everything
ecosystem
going on there. But what's next?
Well, we're looking to grow, continue to grow and expand. We're looking to continue to grow with more agents. We're always hiring new agents for real estate, loan officers, life insurance agents. We're looking to open up more agencies. So anyone that wants to come and grow and be in a 10X environment where we're going to go ahead and push yourselves to grow, you're more than welcome. And we just look to continue to have great partnerships. I have great partners right now in the mortgage and in the Medicare and in real estate. So we want to continue to grow. We want to continue to better our systems. We want to go ahead and the other thing we're looking to do is make all of our agents great at marketing themselves, because marketing is so important to a business, to an individual. It's key, because you can have the best product, but if no one knows about you, or best service, but no one knows, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got to market yourself. And that's one of the things
awesome.
that part of the business ecosystem that I envision is having very successful agents in all the different fields, and they can do one, they can do all, and that's the beauty of what we're looking to go ahead and offer at the Wilder Group, that you have the opportunity to have multiple streams of income, to where you're not just dependent on one industry.
That's awesome. All right, so let's switch it back to Wilder Perez.
Okay.
What does your morning routine looks like?
Morning routine. Okay, great. Well, morning routine. Usually, like to be awake between 5:30, 6 o'clock. Another 10x principle is we like to beat the sun. If you can beat the sun, that's already a victory for the day.
Yeah,
And From there, one of the first things is get my keto coffee going.
keto coffee. Okay,
Keto
tell me about that.
coffee. Keto coffee is the coffee. It's called Bulletproof
Mhm.
with butter, protein, and MTC oil. So all that
Wow.
blended, and so that's my first cup of coffee. And while I get my first cup of coffee going, I start, my start some kind of reading. Usually, do some. Bible or a book that I'm reading, but most of the time I like to start with worship music, and I have that already going in the background,
Yeah.
just
You
to
have a
get
favorite song, worship
uh,
song?
oh, worship song. Let's see. Um, there's several, and right now in my mind, um, which one would be my favorite worship song? Gosh, there's one right now, and I'm trying to remember. And I went to church yesterday, and we had some.
And you got sang it there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to sing it because I don't know the.
Okay, sing it.
Okay, maybe, and that's gonna be next for the next career, right?
Okay, all right. Oh, there you go.
All right, right. So you said what's next? Uh,
Commit and figure out as
Come
you
in and
go.
figure it out later.
Wilder Perez, the singer.
Yeah. Gosh, and I'll come
That's
back to
okay.
that.
All
The
right.
name, yeah, I'll come back to the name. So anywho, reading Bible is really good. I think it's
Yeah.
getting your mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the morning is very important for
And
me.
putting God first too.
Yeah, putting
I
God
mean,
first, and
that's why you do that. That's awesome.
yeah, because I think that I notice the difference when I don't have my devotional time,
Yeah.
when I don't have my time, my prayer time, when I'm out the door rushing. I start dealing with things differently throughout the day. Now, when I do have my morning time, my reading time, Bible, devotional, worship music, I deal with things differently.
Yes.
There's always going to be fires in the business. There's always going to be obstacles, challenges in the day. But how we deal with it is what makes the difference.
Yes.
We're either going to allow it to stress us out, or we're just going to go ahead and see it as a challenge. And again, being a man of faith, I have the full faith that um, God put that in my path for a reason. And if He gave it to me, He's going to give me the solution as well.
Yeah.
So, again, having that faith is to me is huge. It's important.
That's wonderful. And what's one piece of advice you'd give to someone thinking about starting their own business, or in this case, to become a realtor?
Okay. Um, One piece of advice: be ready to work. Be ready to work, because I think that a lot of the times when um, being an entrepreneur, we think that we have this freedom that we could do whatever we want when we want,
Yeah.
and it's true. However, though, you have to have a lot of discipline. You
Yes.
have to have discipline, and you have to be ready to work, because when you first start, you have to go work. The freedom is going to come later, after you've laid the foundation, after you've gone out there and worked and you've kicked butt and you got systems in place.
Yeah.
So at first, you're gonna go, if you're going from being an employee to being entrepreneur, starting your own business, you're gonna go from working 8 hours to working 12 hours a day. So it's not what people think, that it's like, now I get to be the boss. But if you want to have
But the
successful,
payoff is huge.
the payoff is huge. And that's where the work comes in, that you got to be willing to lay the groundwork first to have that success
Yeah.
later.
You told me one time, though, it was funny. I think I saw a video where you had an open house and you went to the wrong house or something like that. Can you share that with everyone?
Yeah, well, it just actually recently happened, right? Uh, I sold the house to a client,
Oh, okay.
right? So I was getting ready to go do the final walkthrough, and just being so busy on the phone, the addresses
Oh, it was a
were
house that
very,
you sold.
yeah, it was the house I was representing the buyer.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, so I was representing the buyer. The buyer is from out of the country, a Canadian buyer, and so they asked me to go ahead and do the walkthrough, but I was busy on the phone.
Okay.
Addresses were similar, so I go and knock on, well, try to open the wrong house. And so
But it's
I'm
like
with
this doesn't work.
this doesn't work. So I'm with the agent on the phone and telling her like this code doesn't work. And she tells me go around. There's a lockbox, and I'm looking for the lockbox. There's no lockbox. And then she goes, well, I have another lockbox in the backyard. Well, I go to the backyard and there's no pool. Guess what? The buyer,
That's the wrong house.
the wrong house. That's how I realized I was at the wrong house.
Oh my god.
So it was
Okay.
the house next door, and it was funny because I started seeing a neighbor looking around like, "What is this guy doing?" Because I kept on going in and out and around. So
It
yeah, I was.
happens even to pros like you.
Oh, absolutely! Even after so many years, so it's a funny story. It happens to everyone, but apparently it happens to everyone in that community because those addresses were so
So
similar
similar. Okay.
that even FedEx would drop off things at the wrong house.
Oh, that's funny.
So it made me feel a little better.
Oh, good, good, good. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Can you tell me how your story can inspire others?
Okay. How am I start? The way I would want to inspire is that anyone can do it.
Yes.
That if I can do it, someone that was born in Guatemala, has had challenges, single mother raising them,
Yes.
with limitations, that anyone can do it. It just takes the sacrifice, the work ethic, and understanding, not giving up, right?
Yeah.
The committing first, figuring out later, the being willing to fail, failing forward. That's another wonderful book by John Maxwell, Failing
Oh,
Forward.
okay.
That every failure, if you take it as a learning lesson, is just going to be a stepping stone to your success. And so those things are, I would say that was what I would say would be the inspirational thing, that anyone can do it. If I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, I love it. You have so much wisdom, Wilder.
Thank you, my friend.
All right, so this is a fun, quick thing.
Okay.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee for
Yeah,
sure.
me too. Morning or night person?
Both. I have
gotta
to wake
choose
up.
one.
I gotta choose one. Gosh, I have to always wake up
Are you
early.
a
But
morning person or a night person?
I go to bed later than I should, but I would say morning person on
Morning. Okay.
morning.
Favorite motivational quote again?
Favorite motivational quote. Again, the commit now, figure it out later. I think that's one that for me, I just constantly live by it.
I love
So
it. One word that describes you as an entrepreneur.
resilient.
I love it. Well,
Gotta
thank
be
you so
resilient.
much for coming on my show, Wilder Perez. I really enjoyed interviewing you and getting to know you a little bit more.
Thank you,
Again,
Louis.
you guys, I'm your host, Louis Sarkis from What Is Your Story? I would love to hear your story, and maybe it might inspire someone out there. Thanks again, Wilder.
Thank you, Louis. Appreciate you having me here, and looking forward to what life has for
I
us.
can't wait to see what Wilder's going to do in the next 3 to 5 years.
Absolutely. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.